right, so once again, good morning, everyone. I'm going to do an overview of the University of Waterloo for everybody this morning. Aside from our programs, as Amy is going to be covering the Faculty of Mathematics in depth this morning. So let's start with a quick video on what the University of Waterloo is all about.
Hey, change makers.
Change it up.
Come on, let's go. Shift your perspective.
Turn challenges into fun.
And strangers
into friends.
Change your view.
Challenge what you see.
And discover where you're meant to be.
Explore new surroundings. Bold ideas.
And game-changing experiences.
Change gears.
And leave your limits behind.
To push beyond your comfort zone.
Turn ideas into action.
Passion into purpose.
And questions into real solutions.
Change your route.
And shape your journey. Because whatever path you choose,
here you'll make an impact. And get ready to change the world.
Make your change.
Discover your story at Waterloo.
See you there.
All right, so once again, my name is Caroline. If you have any questions after today, I'm more than happy to help you with that. You can either email me directly or you can get in touch with CEI and they are more than happy to connect us together. Essentially, my job is to help you. So please do not be shy and use me as a resource to give you as much insight as you need into what it's like to be a student at Waterloo. And we'll start with some statistics, and I'll highlight my favorite ones on the screen. The University of Waterloo is #1 in Canada for graduate employment, and we're #2 in Canada for partnerships with employers. What you should gather from these statistics is that we want to ensure all of our students are future ready once they graduate. And future ready could mean you want to continue on into further education or you want to start your career immediately. The University of Waterloo wants to support you from your very first day on campus to even afterwards by giving you the necessary experiences and tools throughout your undergraduate degree to help you be certain what you're continuing in afterwards and be successful in it. Now I'm going to quickly go over the tuition and scholarships at the university. These will just be for the Faculty of Mathematics, and any other program will have different scholarships and tuition as well. And I'll note when I say program, this will be for all of the programs within the Faculty of Math. So their tuition will range depending on the specific program that you're in. And most importantly, I want to highlight the scholarships. The Faculty of Mathematics has additional scholarships that students can apply for. One of them does require a full application. The other, you'll need to participate in one of our math competitions. Now, Amy's going to talk all about those later, but please keep in mind that there is additional funding available to you as a student from the faculty directly. There is also residence that is not included in your tuition and personal expenses that you should plan to pay for during your first year. And co-op is a really, really good way to help finance your education. And I'll be talking about co-op very shortly. Now, the biggest thing I want to highlight about your time at the University of Waterloo is the experience that you'll get both inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. Now, in the classroom, Waterloo is big fans of hands-on learning. And so your class sometimes is in a physical lecture hall. Other times it might be in a computer laboratory or even in the field to gather data. Regardless if what you're learning is in the class or in a club, we want to make sure that you are given as much knowledge as you'd like into the specific topics that you're interested in. And this hands-on experience happens in multiple different ways. And the largest way, and the way that most students on campus get to experience experiential education, is through co-op. So co-op is a way for you to graduate with up to 2 years of paid full-time job experience. And the way that it works is you're going to alternate between 4 months of studying and 4 months of work, back and forth until you graduate. Now, there are a few things about this system that work extremely well in your favor. The first one being, if you are a student who is unsure what career they are interested in, getting the chance to try out between 4 and 6 different full-time positions is a really good way to test out different fields to gauge your own personal interest. The other thing that is very good about this specific model is that you probably won't get your first job being your dream job, and that is totally okay. But the experience that you gain from your very first work position will help you land and guarantee a better second position, and then third, fourth, and so on. Ultimately, we have students every year who work with very large companies such as Apple, Google, or Microsoft, and working towards getting the experience to gain one of those positions is something that you can do throughout our co-op program. Now, very uniquely to Waterloo, as we have the largest co-op program in Canada and the first of its kind, you will be applying directly to co-op if that's something that you're interested in. So on your application, it will ask you co-op or regular. All of the programs in the Faculty of Mathematics at Waterloo either are mandatory co-op or have optional co-op. So if this is something that you're looking to add to your degree, you can certainly do so with our Faculty of Mathematics. If you apply to the co-op version of a program and you do not get in, you are still automatically considered for the regular stream of study instead. So even if you're just a little bit interested in co-op, we do really recommend that you apply for it. The other thing is you're not paying your tuition when you're on a co-op work term. There is a co-op fee of about $750 for the full 4 months, but the rest of the earnings are completely your own, which is why it's a great way to help finance your education. Additionally, you do not need to work in Waterloo. You don't even need to work in Canada. We've had students work in over 100 different countries before. So if you already know a company that you want to work for, you can certainly apply directly yourself and arrange your own job, or you can go through the university's job portal. Now, we do have the largest of its kind in Canada. You're going to have access to a very large network. And since we are number 2 for partnerships with employers, you'll have access to positions that are not available to co-op students from other universities. We will also help you with your cover letter, your resume, and your interview skills, as we have over 200 employees that work for our co-op program. This is a fully supported system, and it only extends your degree by 8 months. So if you're interested in co-op, please plan to spend an extra 8 months. So you'll graduate 4 years and 8 months rather than 4 years in your degree. But being able to get just under 2 years of full-time job experience typically makes it worth it for many of our students. And to give you perspective, 70% of students at the Waterloo campus are enrolled in co-op. And even if you're not interested in co-op, there are plenty of ways to get some great hands-on learning done at the university, whether that is through a hackathon or a mathematics contest. There are plenty of different ways to connect with your peers, or through the Mathematics Society to really get interested and get into some topics that you enjoy personally. You can do this in the classroom with a professor. You can also do this completely on your own. We have plenty of resources available to you as a student to allow you to explore the exact things that you're interested in. And if you're a student who's ever thought of starting their own business, you can do so through the University of Waterloo as well. We do have 2 startup incubators, United Colleges Greenhouse, as well as Velocity, that help students create their own business right on campus. The best part about it is that if you start a business on campus and you get funding from the university for it, you don't owe any of the rights to your business to the university. You get to keep all the profits for yourself. What you can do is you can come to campus and you can enter a pitch competition through Velocity and win up to $50,000 to start your business. If you're missing some skills in areas that are required, they will partner you up with other students who are interested and who have those skills to help ensure that your business is successful. And to give you an idea of just how many businesses are started at Waterloo, Velocity recently surpassed the $1 billion mark in funds given out to students. And one very large company that was started on our campus does include Instacart, that is now worth over $1 billion. So if you've thought about starting your own business, and it doesn't even need to be related to what you're studying, there is certainly support on campus for you. And now we're going to take a look at the rest of the university experience, because university is truly a life-changing time. You're going to meet plenty of new faces, probably make some lifelong friends, and explore topics that you're interested in. There's plenty of different communities to join on campus and to have fun and engage with. And the way that most of our students on campus begin to explore getting involved is through housing and residence life. So at Waterloo, we do have 10 accessible first-year residence buildings with a residence guarantee. As long as you apply for residence with the deadline to accept your offer, you are guaranteed a spot and a bed on campus. And all of our residence buildings will look slightly differently so that we can ensure that we have a residence room that is a good fit for you. We have the stereotypical dormitory style that you're probably picturing in your head right now. That is 2 bedrooms, bathrooms communally on the floor, and a cafeteria. We also have single bedrooms available, as well as some apartment style residence buildings to ensure that you feel comfortable wherever you're living. 4 of our residence buildings also include unlimited meal plan. One of them has chocolate milk on tap. The other thing that's great about living on campus for your first year is all the additional resources that you're going to have access to. So there are upper year students who work in residence to help ensure that you have a smooth transition to university life. They are there for peer tutoring, as a personal support and resource, and to help redirect you to other areas and supports on campus as you need them. About 80% of first-year students at the University of Waterloo do live in residence, so you'll be joining the vast majority of our students to start getting involved and make some friends right where you live. And if you're a student who needs a little bit more support throughout their degree, the University of Waterloo will also assist you even before you apply. So if you had a large event in your life that has affected your high school grades, you can reach out to us in our accessibility services, and we will take that into consideration for your admissions. If for some reason there's an accessibility concern that does create a difficulty with part of your supplemental application, the University of Waterloo will help you with that as well. While you're a student on campus, you will have access to mental health professionals, a doctor, a dentist, a pharmacy, and that's in addition to all of your academic resources here on campus. We want to ensure that you are thriving both academically, personally, and physically, mentally while you're on campus. Most importantly, there is no one way to be a Waterloo warrior, and we completely understand that there is strength in diversity. So we want you to feel comfortable being yourself on campus and accessing as many resources as you need. Now, on a social perspective, there are over 200 student clubs at the University of Waterloo that are run by the Waterloo Undergraduate Student Association, which is also known as WUSA. There is truly a club for everything. There are academic-based clubs, some personal interests, athletics, a little bit of everything. So to give you an idea of just how wide the range is, we have everything from supports and clubs for gender diverse students. There's a club for anime, knitting. There's even a cheese club on campus. So there is truly something for everyone. And as long as you leave your residence room, you will have access to these without even looking that far, as there are clubs fairs every single year filled with clubs that are just interested in having students join them. If for some reason the club that you're looking for doesn't yet exist, it only takes a few student signatures to start your own. So we hope that you can picture yourself just enjoying your life on the Waterloo campus and maybe getting involved with some of these clubs. And now, if you're wondering, where is the University of Waterloo? We're actually located in the city of Waterloo, which is about an hour or 100 kilometers away from Toronto. So we are located in Southern Ontario. Now, the nice thing about being so close to Toronto is that it's very easy to access the big city. We do have public transportation by bus and train going to and from Toronto every single day. But within Waterloo itself, it's a much smaller community. There are 3 post-secondary institutions in Waterloo, all found on the same street. So there is a vast student community in the city itself that is just waiting for you to explore. Included in your student fees is unlimited access to our local bus and light rail train system. So if you're thinking of living off campus or you just want to explore the city, it is completely free to do so. And that brings an end to my overview of the entire university. I am going to put a link in the chat for our virtual brochures. You can either download one or we'll actually mail it to your house for free if you'd like to read a little bit more about the university in depth. And of course, you can always reach out and email me if you think of any questions at a later time. But I'm going to pass the presentation over to Amy, who will now be talking about the Faculty of Mathematics.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Ling. I am the undergraduate recruitment officer for the Faculty of Mathematics at the University of Waterloo. So today I would love to share a little bit about mathematics and Korea. So why I chose this topic? The reason is that a very common question asked by prospective students and parents is, what can you do with a math degree? Some students said they like math, but they're not sure about the potential career. This question really showed that there are a lot of us out there don't understand how math can link to a career. So today, I'm trying to connect the dot and share with you how math can unlock infinite career opportunity. So before that, let's rethink a question, what is math? Some of the myths I have heard over what is math, for example, math is all about numbers. This is far from the truth. Math isn't just all about number. There are a lot of discovery to be made in the field of mathematics and a lot to explore. And how can you do research in math? You can just discover a new number. Math is a continue being applied to real-world phenomena and problem, which lead to advancement in also a field, an industry from manufacturing to medicine. I'm going to share with you some example later in the presentation. And one of my favorite myths is the only career out of mathematics is to become a teacher. And it is so untrue. And today I'm going to, hopefully I can connect the dot between mathematics and career and show you how math can open infinite doors. Before that, let's look at a video about what is math.
Math is more than you think. It is the key to modern living and holds the secrets of the universe. So many of the systems and services and things we depend on would be impossible without math. You might think of the mathematical discoveries of the past or the equations in your textbook, but the truth is that math is everywhere in our lives. It's at the core of everything we touch, from human health and the environment to cutting-edge technologies and much more. Math.
Yeah, so math is part of our life. So let's use our chat box a little bit. So please type in number 1 if you have Instagram or any type of social media. So if you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok or Snapchat, please type in the chat number 1. For example, I do have Instagram, Facebook, and I don't have Twitter, but I believe I have have another Chinese social media. So I type in 1 in the chat. Let's see how many of us have social media. Yeah, so a lot of us have social media. And have you ever wondered why they recommend certain video or post to you? For example, I'm millennial, I'm female, and I love dog. And also previous like a lot of funny videos about dog. So they may recommend this really cute golden retriever to me. And there is a lot of math behind the scene. So a search engine will use algorithm to produce relevant result based on specific search word or demographic information. So in my case, it will be age, gender, my hobby, my interest, and my previous behavior, liking the funny video. And similarly, your browsing data is used by social media site and marketing agency to deliver target ads and content. This is why even when you watch the same YouTube video, the ads could be very different compared to yours and mine. And math can also improve our lives. Here are some headlines related to math research and work. Let's take a closer look at each headline. So math can improve healthcare. So new mathematic model can improve radiation theory for brain tumor, and math can also improve safety. Speed identified as the best predictor of car crash, sustainability. Research develop a better way harmless to power our solar panel, and also accessibility. A new tool make web browser easier for the visual impaired. So you can see how math can improve our lives in every perspective. And one really cool thing about this research, all this research I just mentioned, there are all conducted by the math teachers at the University of Waterloo. So as our professor mentioned, math is the backbones of the business, computer science, engineering, and so much more. And it's also very essential for us to learn more about the world. I hope now you have a better understanding on what is math and how math can relate it to our world, our daily life, and let's connect the dot between math and career. So this is math and in career ranking by Glassdoor. All the job title highlighted in pink is math related. Let's look at another ranking conducted by CareerCast. This is one of my favorite ranking because it has a very solid methodology when they evaluate different careers. They not only look at salary, but also look at the working environment, potential future growth rate, and so on. And you can see all the math-related job is highlighted in pink. As we can see over the past 3 years, 7 to 8 over top 10 best career were math-related. Math-related job also have a higher median income. So the blue bar is the average, and the pink bar is 6 math-related job I chose from the data pool. Let's get a closer look. So here are some median income. For example, data scientist median income is 98,000 USD dollar. To actual is 111,000 USD. So you can see it's a really well paid job overall. As a lot of you now are in high school, and a lot of university students ask about what is the entry level position salary, the starting point. So I did some research, and my conclusion is math has a competitive entry level salary. And here are some data from Canada. So you can see, for example, data scientist is 77,000 Canadian dollar, and also for information security analyst is 74,000 Canadian dollar. And let's do another chat interaction. So does anyone want to guess how much do the 6 math related job pay on average compared to the average entry level salary in Canada? Yeah, anyone want to have any guess? Is it 10%, 20%, 50%? So someone messaged me say 20%. Anyone's higher than 20%? I will just wait for 5 more seconds to see. Anyone have any guess? Is it 20% or higher? 35. Someone messaged me in 35. Anyone have another guess? It's higher than 35, by the way. Yeah. 70%. Oh, someone guessed 70%. So the answer is 85% higher than average. So yeah, so very surprised, right? So seems like math related career are definitely a really well paid career options overall. And let's look at another set of data. As Caroline mentioned, Waterloo is the first Canadian university to embed co-op in students' education. So if students choose to enroll in the co-op program with us, students will need to complete 5 to 6 work terms before they graduate, right? So based on our website, so students in the first work term, if they're studying math, the average salary, this is per hour, is 20 Canadian dollar per hour. And for their first co-op term, and in the sixth co-op term, which is their finals co-op term, that average can increase to $31 per hour. And also leave some number here for comparison. So the average minimum wage in Canada is 15 Canadian dollar per hour. So our first term average it's higher than average minimum wage in Canada. And also I list the number for engineering and health over here as well. If you're interested in this information, I can share the link on the chat later after the presentation. And here's our more data. So for example, 58 million new job in artificial intelligence by 2022, and also 37% expected growth in information security job by 2022. And the world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, but data. This is based on the very famous magazine, The Economist. So, and we need people to understand how to use data and use data, not just understand data, but also use them to make meaningful decisions. A lot of you now are in high school, so you may be fully in the job market in the next 4 or 5 years. As we review the data from the last 3 years and some salary data, but let's look forward to the future. So this is the information from a report by the US. So overall employment in math occupation is projected to grow 29% for the next decade, and is much faster than the average for all occupation. And now you may wonder how you can land your math degree and unlock all this opportunity in the next decade, and how your Waterloo can be part of your math journey. And let's look at another video.
Waterloo, you'll have access to the full depth and breadth of mathematics, computer science, and statistics. As North America's only dedicated faculty of mathematics, we bring together leading minds from around the world who are truly passionate about solving problems and building a better, smarter world. Here you'll be part of a community of around 7,500 undergraduate students who all share your passion. You'll have access to more than 500 classes and countless majors, minors, and specializations, so you can explore the math that moves you. Learn beyond the classroom through hands-on opportunities like hackathons, startup incubators, and even self-driving cars. And Waterloo's world-leading cooperative education program gives you the chance to try out careers and find the right fit for you. Regardless of which program you choose, you'll develop the theoretical and applied knowledge you need to succeed, and your career possibilities will be endless. Math, statistics, and computer science are important for the jobs of tomorrow in areas like artificial intelligence, big data, healthcare, cybersecurity and privacy, and business. No matter what your dreams are, it all starts with math. Waterloo.
So as the video mentioned, we are the only dedicated faculty of mathematics in North America. And we also home to the very famous David Sheraton School of Computer Science. It is the largest computer science research center in Canada. We have a really intensive alumni network with 42,000 graduates in the world. And we also offer over 500 mathematics and computer science courses. So normally, math students need to take about 40 courses for their degree, and we offer over 10 times the number of courses they need. So students can really, you can really customize the course and expand the knowledge and skill and cater the degree really toward your interest and your career goal. And ranking-wise, our computer science program ranked top 25 in the world, and our math program ranked top 41 in the world. And look at some math by the number at Waterloo. So as the video mentioned, we do have a very large mathy community with over 8,000 math students now and 280 professors. We are very diverse. We have 40% of our students are international students, and our alumni are in 106 countries. And we also have a really good male and female ratio. So it's almost like 65 male and 35 female. We also have a relative smaller class size. For example, for all the math students have to take math 135, and students kept per class is about 60 students. And now let's look at some program. We have a number of programs in the Faculty of Mathematics that fit into 3 categories. So first one, Honor Mathematics, Business and Accounting program, and the School of Computer Science. So Honor Mathematics opened the door to 14 different major lists over here. Because of the time, I'm not going to go through all of the majors. Instead, I will highlight some of our most popular major and some that you may not be familiar with. Mathematics, Business, Accounting, exactly what they said. It's combination with math and business together. And I'm going to go through all the program we have in this area, as well as the program that fall under our School of Computer Science. So let's look at Honor Mathematics. So Honor Mathematics is the entry-level program that in the gateway to 14 major you saw on the previous slide. Students apply to Honor Mathematics and do a common first year, and they can declare the major after that. Students can declare the major later. However, depends on the major they wish to pursue. They may set them back because they may need to retake some of the prerequisite courses. But the major in mathematics are very flexible. Students can double major into math major and minor or a specialization. They may also pursue a minor outside of the Faculty of Mathematics as well. So we often get questioned about which major can be combined. There are a lot of different combination possibility, but sometimes we need to check with academic advisor. So it's never hurt to reach out and ask. An Honor Mathematics major will lead to a Bachelor of Mathematics. So generally speaking, Honor Mathematics major are not competitive to get in, except for data science, which has a more competitive entry due to limited space. Let's look at some major. So actuarial science. So actuarial are business professionals who apply their knowledge of mathematics, particularly of probability, statistics, and risk theory, to real-life financial problem involving future uncertainty. This uncertainty are usually associated with life insurance, pension, finance, or other employee benefit plans. Actuarial are expert in evaluating the likelihood of future event and deciding creative way to reduce the likelihood of the undesirable event and decreasing the impact of undesirable events that do occur. And Waterloo is one of North America's top actuarial science school. We are one of, if not the biggest actuarial program in the world. So we have 61 full-time faculty in the department and around 500 current undergrad actuarial science major. Because of our intensive faculty network and their close tie to the industry, our program is well aligned with the direction the profession is taking. So how actual science in the real world? For example, if you have a car, you may not, but you may get a car later. You may find everyone's insurance quota might be slightly different. And why is insurance less expensive for a young female driver than for a young male driver? And this is actual science students will need to this is the problem they will need to solve in their real life. And second major I want to share, I think this is really cool, is combinatory and optimization. So we shorted for CNO. So combinatory and optimization for some schools may only provide few courses, but at Waterloo, as we're the only dedicated faculty in mathematics in North America, so we actually have the major for it. So be sure for CNO. CNO is a really cool combination about pure mathematics, applied mathematics, and computer science. It's pure mathematics in the sense that it's rigorous mathematics, it's applied mathematics because it's useful and has a lot to application. It's computer science because it's related to how computers do math. So it may sound really complicated, but our life can't live without CNO. For example, Google Maps. So finding the optimal road given trip constraints like traffic or avoiding highway. If anyone's played Pokemon Go, there were people who could actually map out the most efficient way to catch them all in a given area. And if you use any ride app like Gojek, Grab, or Uber, how to minimize the wait time for every passenger. This is a really very cool CNO question as well. Yeah, so if you're very interested in how to optimize, I think this is a really cool program that you can study in. And combinational mathematics. So it's a combination between mathematics, computer science, and statistics. Combinational maths, the students learn the math theory, and theory behind solving problem using computer. This program may have so many variables or data set are too large that can not be solved without computer. It is not a computer science degree. Instead, it's really focused on how to operate computer to do the program solving for us. But math is really the basic behind getting a computer to do what you need to do. Some real-life example will be weather prediction using computer to run weather model to create data that inform the forecast based on the region. And data science. Data science getting very popular this day. Data science is a computer science and statistics blend together. Students learn how to use algorithm to analyze large data set. Students can pursue data science from the computer science part or the other mathematics. So if from the computer science side, it would be a computer science degree with extra statistics course adding, while if you pursue from the mathematics side, it's statistics degree with some extra computer science viewing. It's very confusing, but basically, if you want to study data science, you can apply to honor mathematics, then declare data science later, or apply to computer science and declare in data science later. But just if you apply for the honor mathematics side, the data side is competitive in terms of entry because of the limited of space. As I mentioned previously, search engine will use algorithm to relevant result based on specific search word. So data science everywhere in our daily life. So mathematics and physics. So if you like math and physics, this is a really good combination. You can also apply through the Faculty of Science if you want to pursue in this area. The difference will be if you apply through Faculty of Science, you will have more physics lab. If you apply through Faculty of Mathematics, it will be more theory. I know some students in this area and they really like it. And some career opportunity will be a technology development fellow or a technical program manager. So there is also a lot of career opportunity within this degree. And statistic. So in today's data-driven world, statisticians are in high demand. Get the skill you need to help business market a new product, researchers evaluate medical treatments, our government shape effective public policy, and more. In Waterloo is one of the world top center for statistics. You will learn to design experiments and survey, export and analyze data to simulate complex system and extract meaningful information. So there's a lot of really cool career opportunities over here as well. For example, data engineering, supply chain optimization. Yeah, some real life example will be analyzing population data to inform public policy. And the last one I would like to highlight is applied mathematics. Just how it sounds. So applying mathematics to real world problem. I shared some research sample in the beginnings of the presentation, but let's look at a video to see how applied math can apply in life.
My research area, my broad research area is what's called control theory or control systems. In most of applied math, people study the dynamics of systems and models and so on, but we're going what I think is one step farther, is you take a system that's maybe not behaving the way you like it to and adjusting the behavior.
I'm studying control and dynamical systems, mostly in terms of robotics, so I want to do motion planning. So the idea is to have vehicles be able to avoid obstacles and perform tasks in real time.
I always loved research and accepting new challenge, and continuing in graduate studies seems to be the best option to learn more about and expand my knowledge.
What my group works on is a very specific sub-area, which I find particularly interesting because it combines really challenging mathematics with lots of interesting applications, and that's systems that are modeled by partial differential equations. For instance, heating type processes, structural vibration, acoustic noise, those all fit into this big kind of math.
So although this video is from a graduate student perspective, you can see how math can apply into our life. And just as Caroline mentioned, we do have a lot of research opportunity here at Waterloo, and we not just prepare you for a career, but if you want to do a graduate study, here's also, we have a lot of support at the university as well. Another real-life example will be mathematical model during the pandemic for vaccine rollout, lockdown planning, and so much more. And let's look at math, business, and accounting. So Caroline showed you a little bit about the regions of Waterloo. So the region of Waterloo is very student-centered, very dynamic. We have 3 post-secondary schools in this region. And beside Waterloo, we also have another university, Laurier University, and they have a really good business program. And students can pursue a double degree in business administration and mathematics. So students will do study mathematics at the University of Waterloo and business at Laurier University. And students also get opportunity to specialize on both math and business side of the degree later on in their study. So if you're interested in double degree, we really encourage you to apply to both schools to increase the chance of admission. And we also offer the math and business admission degree just in Waterloo, so it's a single degree. In compared to double degree, you will not get a degree from Laurier, but you will take some courses from Laurier. And this will provide students a really good foundation about business and the core mathematics. And also students can specialize in upper year, for example, human resource, economics, statistics, or computing. Students can also major in information technology management. You cannot apply directly to this major, but in your second year, you can declare a major in ITM. And it's a really good program. It's combined math, computer science, and business together. And some career opportunity will be, for example, quality assurance analyst, or software development engineering. And I would like to really highlight our financial analyst and risk management program. We short for FARM. So it's really cool. It's combined courses in mathematics, statistics, and computer science with corporate finance, asset pricing, micro and macroeconomic, and other business-related course. So students pursuing FARM, financial analyst and risk management in their upper year, they can also choose to pursue CFA, or they can also choose to pursue the PRM, which is Professional Risk Management designation. And because of COVID, a lot of companies try to avoid risk. So if this is something that you're very interested in, definitely give it a try. And also students doing FARM, they will have career in financial analyst, asset liability manager, operational risk model analyst. So there's a lot of career opportunity with this program as well. Let's talk about School of Computer Science. And one thing really set Waterloo apart from other school is that a computer science program is part of our math faculty. So the program is very mathematical based view of computer science as just about coding. So students must learn some of the underlying principle and theory that whole subject is based on, meaning they have a better idea about the full pictures. So all the computer science students, no matter it's computer science students, or mathematics students, or math, business, and accounting students, they all learn this. They all learn the same core course in their first year. So students, you can get a computer science degree and make a lot of money by taking computer science at some university, but if you want to really dig deeper and understand why you're doing this work, then Waterloo is for you. If you want to be a really good computer scientist, you will need to be able to think critically, have good analytical skill, and be a logical person. And students in our program excel in these areas. So there's a double degree. We work with Laurier, so it's business administration and computer science. If you want to run your own technology business one day, so this double degree program is perfect for you. As Caroline mentioned, we also have a big entrepreneurial program at Waterloo. A lot of our students start their own business. So if you want to be entrepreneurial and be your own boss, this is also a really good program for you. And computer science. So as I mentioned previously, for the first year, computer science students also need to take math courses, just as other mathematics students. So the first and second year are very structured, but then students can specialize in their upper year, and we have 8 specialization, including artificial intelligence, business, computational fine art, digital hardware, human-computer interaction, software engineering, and bioinformatics. It is a direct entry program. So if you're interested in computer science, you can just apply directly to computer science. So you don't have to compete for space once you're admitted. And students doesn't have to get any previous programming or computer science experience before they admit, because we understand not every student have the opportunity to be exposed to computer science before university. And with our computer science program, all students get a very strong foundation in math and computing. Also, we have a lot of research opportunity to work within the faculty. We have 16 research area, for example, AI, as I mentioned previously, and also we have cybersecurity and so much more. A very common question we receive from the student is, what is the difference between computer science and software engineering at Waterloo? So the curricular and program objective for both programs are very similar. So both computer science, software engineering students have a good chunk of theoretical and applied knowledge, and both programs can lead to the same job. So Daniel, our recent alumni, so he graduated with the computer science degree, but now he's working as software engineering in one of the tech company. If I would say there are two main difference for computer science over software engineering. So the first one is learning style. So engineering program is very structured. Okay, so it's cohort based. Which means it's very structured. All the course is very well planned. You may not have a lot of room for your elective course. While computer science, it's a lot of flexibility. It's course basis, so you will have a lot of room to customize your degree. So it really depends on what kind of learning style you like. Do you like a very strict plan, or you kind of want to customize your degree? And the second part is learning material. Even though they share very similar similar knowledge, software engineering will also touch on hardware, while computer science will mainly focus on software. And yeah, so if you guys have any other questions about the difference between computer science and software engineering, please do feel free to let us know. And admission perspective, if you want to apply for software engineering, you do need to have some previous programming experience. But you don't need any programming experience if you apply to computer science. And computing and financial management. So students in this program will gain expertise in two major, computer science and finance, and become a very valuable asset to any technology-dependent organization, especially in the financial technology industry. We short for fintech. So fintech sounds really far from our life, but it doesn't. I'm not sure if you guys use Apple Pay, but if you use like an app and you have a payment, you have a money transaction, and that can link to like a fintech. And as part of the computing and financial management, short for CFM, you will study into the Waterloo Powerhouse Institution, the School of Accounting and Finance, where you will learn to understand the financial management, and also the David Shorter School of Computer Science, where you will have knowledge and develop skill to maintain financial software. So by the time you graduate, you will know both sides, computer science and finance, and you can get co-op experience to land a career in computer science or finance or both. A very common question I receive from a student is, can I do investment banking with this major? The answer is yes. So let's see some career opportunities over here. For example, investment analyst, investment banking analyst. Students can also pursue a CFA destination in their upper year. So in the previous presentation, we talked about what is math, the math career in the past, the math career and some data and some trend in the future, and our math program. And now let's look at some real life story. I would love to introduce you three of my really favorite math alumni. So David Sheraton, you may hear, so David Sheraton is a computer science alumni who got his master and PhD from Waterloo. So after graduating, he became a computer science professor at Stanford University. So during his time in Stanford, am I still sharing my screen?
Yes, Amy, you're still sharing. We can see
Okay,
your screen.
yeah, perfect. Something just popped. I was like, okay, I'm gonna share the screen. So during his time in Stanford, so two young men approached him and asked him to invest in their company, and he did. And later on, this company became very successful. Do you guys want to guess which company he invested in? Anything, like any thought? I hope I have prize here, but I don't. But anyone want to have a guess which company he invested in? No clue. I will give you three options, maybe. Yeah, this is right. Well, you get it right. So it's Google. So he invests in Google. And as you guys know, Google has become very successful. And he also advisor for IBM, Google, and a lot of other companies later on. So he is also a role model of giving back to the community, that he donate $25 million to enrich the computer science graduate program. In recognize of his contribution, the School of Computer Science was named after him. So you may think, wow, David Sheraton is so far from my real life, but let's look at two recent alumni. So first, we have Unner. So he has spent a term as a co-op for the famous tech company Apple. And then Runner joined the team as the system on clip performance engineering. And he has a joint bachelor of CNO and computer science. And Runner capitalized on his work experience and moved immediately into full-time employment later on. And our second alumni, Sharia. So Sharia have a bachelor degree, a Bachelor of Math in honor combination of mathematics and statistics. He also minor in CNO. He graduated earlier this year. And he landed his dream job as a data scientist at Shopify, the famous Canadian multinational e-commerce company, in her final co-op term, and that she also offered a return offer. So now she's working full-time in Shopify as data scientist. And here just more our co-op students at work, for example, data analyst for Meta, previous called Facebook, data mining research assistant at university, or project coordinator at some bank. And now you may wonder how you can get in. So let's look at admissions and scholarship. So first, how to apply to your program. The first one is knowing which program to apply. So as I mentioned previously, there's 3 categories: mathematics, math, business, and accounting, and computer science. If you choose all the mathematics, then you can declare your major in your second year. Admission requirements, we're looking for a grade, high school grade, AIF admission information form. To apply for the Faculty of Mathematics, it's mandatory for students to submit the AIF, so you must submit the AIF, okay? you must submit AIF and complete AIF before the application deadline. What is AIF? So AIF is a form where you can talk about yourself. So we want to learn more about you. You can share any work experience you have, any project experience you previously have, any contests or any competitions you participate in. You can also share about your volunteer experience, your hobby, anything that you want us to know more about you. This QR code will link to our admission requirement tool. This allows you to look up local curricular requirement for the admission to mathematics based on the system in which you're studying. For example, no matter you're in national, you're in IB, you're in A level, you're taking American system, please do feel free to scan the QR code and put what kind of major you want to study, what you're studying right now, and it will give you the requirement page. And one thing I really want to highlight for students who are currently studying at IB, so apply to Faculty of Mathematics, we only take HLAA. Okay, if you apply for other faculty, they may take like SLAA or HLAI, but for Faculty of Mathematics, we only take HLAA. So if you plan to apply for us, make sure you do take this required course in your final year. So admissions decisions are made on admission average and AIF. And something I really want to highlight here is so Faculty of Mathematics admission decisions are made in mid-May. So if you're in your final year and you apply, you submit your application, our admission deadlines application deadline is February 1st, 2023 Eastern Time, and our document deadline will be February 17, 2023, also Eastern Time as well. But you may need to wait a little bit to hear back from us. So don't panic if you don't hear back from us. And most of our admission decisions are made in mid-May because we want to receive as much information as possible before making most of our offer. So if English is not your first language, or you have not studied in a full-time English classroom for the past 4 years, you will need to submit an English proficiency test result. We take IELTS, Duolingo, or TOEFL. This is three very popular one, but we also take others. So for IELTS, we're looking for IELTS 6.5, writing, speaking 6.5, and no band lower than 6.0. And if you're applying for Faculty of Mathematics, we also take IELTS overall 7 and no band lower than 6. Okay, and this only apply to students applying to math. And we also take Duolingo 120, and TOEFL is overall 90, and speaking, writing no lower than 25. For those do not meet our minimum English requirements, maybe offer a space in our math and base program. If you meet the academic requirement. So if you don't meet the English requirements, you don't have to apply for the base program. If you meet the academic requirement, we will automatically consider and you will list on your conditional offer. Let's talk about the Center for Education in Mathematics and Computing, CEMC. You may not hear about CEMC, but if you have done one of our contests previously, CEMC is behind the scene. So CEMC is the largest outreach organization to promote mathematics and computing in North America. It's really dedicated to inspire students to pursue math and computer science, so there's a lot of resource in our CMC. There's online courses free to use, and also there's also a lot of resources, not just for students who are interested in math, but also for math teachers and computer science teachers. And we also have contests. So CEMC contest not required for admission, but a strong performance can help in the admission process. So if you do well, it can help your admissions. If you don't do well, you will not negatively impact your admissions. Okay, so if you don't do well, you will not negatively impact. So if you can do it, just do it. And if you don't know how to sign up, or you don't know where to get the contest, please let Caroline know, and then we can set up and send you more resource. Even though it's not required for admission, as I mentioned previously, participation in at least one contest, Euclid or a Canadian Standard Mathematics contest, or for CSMC, is required for the Faculty of Mathematics entrance scholarship. So if you want to be considered for the entrance scholarship, you do need to take one of the contests. We recommend you write both contests. However, we understand you may not have enough time. One may be more favorable than others. So you can pick one of them as well. And to be considered for the entrance scholarship, you do need to write a contest in your final year. Here are some contest day. So if you're in your final year, we already missed the CSMC contest because it happens last month. But you can still try the Euclid Mathematics contest, which is going to be next year in April.
Have you ever wondered what?
So I would like to wrap up my presentation today again by addressing the very first question I asked at the beginning. So what is math?
Have you ever wondered what is mathematics?
Well, mathematics is the language with which we communicate new discoveries in almost any field to the world around us.
It gives you a logical way to organize visual information.
There's a lot of really challenging problems that are out there in a lot of different fields that are going to require some math to solve.
You have a problem which looks difficult, and then you think about it, and then there's this aha moment.
Mathematics teaches you to think in a way that no other discipline does.
I love math because, particularly the kind of math that I do, I get to make order out of chaos.
I like the patterns in mathematics, the structure, the rules. Probably the same reason I have an interest in music.
Mathematics teaches problem solving in a way that is useful everywhere outside of the math classroom as well as inside the math classroom.
Yeah, I really like the process. Math is a way of thinking. So I hope you continue to pursue math and choose math to unlock infinite career opportunity. I'm going to stop sharing right now. And I also want to I received a question on the back. It's about computer engineering, software engineering, and computer science. I didn't mention that in my presentation, but I would like to give you an idea. So as you want to do, if you want to pursue computer, you have three main majors. So computer science, software engineering, and computer engineering. So computer engineering really focus on hardware, computer science really focus on software, and software engineering is in the middle. So just give you a really rough example. For example, you're using your phone, right? So computer engineering students may try to figure out all the chips inside, how to make the battery smaller, and computer science students may try to how to protect or how to make this app work, and software engineering is in between. So yeah, so we also have our very lovely alumni, Daniel here. So Daniel can also share about his thought about this program.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel. I actually studied computer science with business specialization on this cooperative program at the math faculty of University of Waterloo. Fun fact about me is that I've actually recently graduated this year back in April. So I'm actually an alumni. I currently am a full-time software development engineer at Intel right now. Yeah, nice to meet you all.
I think what's most important when it comes to university is that you are doing whatever is in your best interest as a student. So you are picking a school that you enjoy and that you can see yourself living and thriving in for at least the next 3 to 4 years of your life. And that you're also picking a program that you are interested in. Because I think the idea that a program is hard is certainly not true. It really comes down to what your personal interests are in. Daniel has completed a degree in computer science. I have one in mathematics, and there are plenty of people who would tell us that it's crazy difficult. And I can't speak for Daniel, but I know I probably could not have completed a degree from the Faculty of Arts, as it's just not something I personally would have been interested in. So coming to sessions like these ones today are a great start on deciding what is best for you and which school and which program you can see yourself continuing in. And I personally recommend that you continue to ask us questions and that you also look at other schools and you ask them questions to see what is in your best interest. Because as much as the three of us would hope that the University of Waterloo is a great place for you, we completely understand if it's not what's in your best interest. We are just here to help support you making that decision.
I think Caroline just stole mine. So I always encourage students to apply for the program that you're interested in. Personally, I changed my major 4 or 5 times in my university. So the North America is totally, you can totally customize the degree that you want, even you're admitted to some program. And Daniel, like, he had computer science, but also specialized in business. And he's very close to specialize in AI as well. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities out there. And if there's only one particular suggestions or advice I will give to students is ask for help, or like if you want anything, just ask. We are here to support you. Joining one of these webinars is helpful, but if you have some question, Caroline is here, and I'm here, and we also have a program called Ambassador Program where our current students are willing to connect with you and talk to you, and you can learn more from their current experience. Yeah, so if you have any specific question, you're also more than welcome to schedule a one-on-one call with us so we can go through the questions you have. So yeah, so if you need anything, just let us know, and we will be here to support you. And I'm not sure which school you will choose, but I really hope you can picture yourself at Waterloo or other beautiful Canadian university as well. Yeah, and I wish you all the best. And I'll pass it to Daniel.
Yeah, actually, as the last person speaking, I'm not sure what to say anymore because Caroline's answer was very good. We like to have the same answer every time when we answer these questions, because the answer that Caroline gave was actually important for you to know. I guess to add on to that is just enjoy your high school times, because you only get it once. By the time that you graduate, you won't get that time back. So just enjoy that moment right now and just personalize your AIF, tell us who you are, and don't worry about it too much. You know, your future is still quite further away ahead of you. Enjoy what you have right now. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.